Is it?
Yeah, it is working. Now, after a while trying to record this camera thingy, we managed finally. Today, we wanted to talk a little bit about our experiences with diets and with the food, process and how we intake the delicious foods that we prepare and some funny stories.
There are a few reasons why we are interested so much in the food. First of all, we are both food lovers. It's seen.
Yes.
We are kind of like more gourmand, that we like to try, and sometimes also the food that is not supposed to be so healthy. The second is because we are both very curious and we like to try new things, but sometimes it's just like, yeah, is it okay or not? So we did a bit of researching into this field. And the third one is that because I'm dealing with guts in general, and we are talking many times about these things, so we have conversations about it, and gut microbiome, and doing researches online and reading articles. This was even an area that we said, okay, let's see. And maybe the fourth one would be that we want to live long and healthy life.
Yes, the thing is that
It's true.
the thing is that we enjoy the food, like she said. I also like cooking, and sometimes the good stuff, they're not the healthiest. Let's call it sweets and baking delicious things. But the other thing is that through your career and everything, like you said, sometimes it's good to
To have a base.
And also to implement to yourself what you are giving to the people who are seeking for help. Now, one of the things that it's also interesting is that, and it's funny also, that we went through some crazy trials of different diets. Some of them because we were very curious about. The other one were more like some impactful things that we saw along the ways, like documentaries and that kind of stuff. When we were more into sports, we were doing more sports before that required more physical, endurance.
Being lighter.
Yeah, being lighter, of course, fit in the clothes. One of the things that I do remember, which was I think it was probably the worst experience ever related to food and diets.
Yeah.
It was a diet that we did that, for example, each day you should eat just one type of thing through the whole day. It's like Monday, just fruits. Just fruits. And then to get fruits again, you have to go through the whole week until Monday again. So then it was like...
I think it's every 4 days. It's kind of like you eat just one type. One day you eat just carbs. The next day you eat just proteins, and then you have fruit days. So I don't know if it's 3 or 4 days, but that's one of the worst diets I ever tried.
When you think about it, because I remember when you came with the idea, somebody told you.
Yeah, in the job, in the hospital.
So I was like, sounds good to me. If it's like, if you're going to do maybe one day just fruits, well, how bad can it be if you're going to be just eating fruits? But when you are there, and I think that in many diets, I think it has to do also with the mindset. Because if you are thinking like, oh my God, tomorrow it's the day of vegetables, you're already putting yourself an obstacle. And I think that this is no-go for any type of thing when you are kind of overthinking about it and not seeing what is the true benefit from it, right?
Yeah.
I think that this is more...
Yes, I mean, it was a little bit of losing the weight, because that one day you had like really limited food and really little intake of calories. So at the end, the weight loss happens, but what happens in the body and what happens after you start eating normal, because this is like a 90-day diet or something. Well, we handled it few days. I mean, we did two rounds.
Maybe 2 weeks.
No, I didn't do it 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I go a little bit longer, but it was not even long enough.
Yeah, what will we tell you now is like, based on all the experiences, is it doable or not? And we're gonna also tell you, based on facts and based on the researches and medical data, which is the most healthiest diet. Do you know, guys, what we are talking about? Let's see.
Yeah, because first of all, I would like to say that this is in no way, it's no way a video to tell you like you have to do it. Not at all.
It's actually not a diet. It's actually
a way of life.
a way of living. You know, the more you see food as a diet, the more mentally challenged you are, like, oh my God, I'm on a diet. And then the more the need for having some snacks comes. With me, it works like this.
Because, for example, I will tell you my personal experience with all these diets. The goal that I had once, it was lose weight and also have like a mind clarity, right? And this was years back. And this was when the carnivore diet was quite trendy. It was on Joe Rogan and everybody was talking about, you gotta eat just the beef and just the beef.
Jordan Peterson also.
Yeah, Dr. Jordan Peterson also, he was talking about it because himself and his daughter, they had some autoimmune disease, and then it seems that this diet cured this. So that was my main goal, right?
So now you were talking about carnivore, right?
This is the carnivore. I'm just saying that there is there are some kind of differences, because when I tried this thing, I could say I lost weight really quick. This was quite mind blowing. The how fast you lose the weight, because you really, with all this meat that you are intaking, you're going to the toilet very, very often. So you're getting quite light very quick. But the thing is that if you're not mentally prepared for this thing, then this is better not to do it, because at the end I was suffering with this diet. I was lighter, way lighter, and I was very clear with the head, but I was something that je ne sais quoi. This was missing, and that's why I didn't continue. And also I didn't continue because of the vegan thing.
Well, that was a whole mess. So
that was a mess. Yeah.
Actually, how it started, this whole trial, was what he was already mentioning. It was his wish to clear the mind, and we both wanted to lose some weight and to feel better and more fit. But we started not with strict carnivore actually at that time. We actually went for keto, which is not the same as full carnivore, because I am the one that really enjoys less meat than him. I do eat meat. I do actually eat all the meat. I did eat almost everything. But at that time, I was really concerned going carnivore, so I didn't go carnivore because I like fruits and vegetables too much. And I was also concerned because of the how to get enough fiber, because 30 grams of fiber per day, which is medically advised, it's really hard to get if you get the majority from carnivore, from meat. So I didn't go. I didn't join you in this, but I was doing keto for a few weeks. And I have to say the true keto, if you really want to keep ketosis, you have to get really high amount of fats, which we were adding with lard, with oils, olive oil, with avocados, with nuts. So 70% almost, I think it has to be 70%. And to be more in the keto part, then we started to, at least me, I think you were also feeling it, kind of almost like you are sick. After a few days, you feel like you would have a flu. It's like a keto flu, and we really felt it. And a diarrhea and a headache and
hardcore, longer, many times in a day to go to the toilet. Yeah,
we both lost weight. That was true, maybe 10 kilos, not so little. The part of the digestion was good. We were having regular stools, no constipation there. And you insisted on it for 2 months, I think. I ended up before, but you went fully carnivore.
Yeah, I went fully carnivore.
Not for me.
No, and I was missing all the sweetness and all the fruits at least.
Would you do it again?
No. And I was having as a breakfast. I remember the breakfast, I never tried this thing before, and it was crazy. First meal, a steak. and eggs. So and not like one, like 6, 8 eggs.
Yeah.
That's the breakfast. And then in the lunch, another steak, like big one. And I remember that my mom was saying like, because in Chile there is this misconception about cholesterol. So that means that, this is linked to cholesterol, which is not true. In a way, it depends on the fat that you consume. But the funny thing is, it was, I remember that day, one day before, we went to do the shopping, because it was a lot. I mean, you needed to eat a lot of meat.
Yeah.
And we filled the refrigerator full of beef, full of meat, full. And that day,
next day
in the evening, we decided to watch a documentary. And
you were actually cooking already. He was cooking meat, and I was browsing Netflix. And I saw something regarding the food, and a new documentary there, and like
the Game Changer.
Game Changer, yeah.
Jesus.
And I was like, okay, I will start watching. It was interesting because I'm curious about all the aspect of medical researches they were mentioned there and how the influence on the health is. And then I was like, oh my God, yeah, they're gonna talk about probably the meat and carnivore and all this thing, and it was about the vegan. So I called you there, and then you came, and we started to listen to watch the thing,
Yeah, what was the whole thing?
Yes.
And that time, this was more like a corporative thingy. It was more like the social shock. It's also because of the cruelty and animal cruelty or whatever, but this was more like the big companies, and I don't remember 100%, but this was, I think, more the eye-opening thing in that moment.
Yeah.
Which was like, okay, I don't want to eat the meat, and then we were giving away the meat to other
Yeah, actually the PR that they put there inside and how the documentary was done, it's very good. Actually, then another one with the vegans that we saw
but
a year later.
Before we come to that, this is...
But the vegans, they have good PR. This is what...
Yeah, this is the thing, because when afterwards, when you see it for the first time, and maybe some of you watched it, you know what we're talking about, but this Game Changers, it was more like, they give you this extra kind of reasons why would you doubt about, because they're very known sportsmen. They're very, very, very known athletes, very famous people, and they're like, yeah, no, this is like this, and then you're like
and
thinking...
also doctors.
Yeah,
cardiologists.
So it's like, how they would do such thing if they are not for real? And that's the reason that myself, and I guess you too, we were like, no.
We're going vegan.
We're going vegan. So we were like this.
We were influenced immediately.
But how many of you? Just tell it in the comment, because let's not be here. Let's keep this very civil, the conversation, right? Because a lot of people, they get like very defensive, and this is not the case of this video. This is just to share a little bit how maybe weak one can become with all these trends or whatever, and also that at the end of the day, these are just trends. You need to have a deeper understanding of why you do it and what are the benefits from it. So yeah, back to the topic of the vegan, we started with this and we lasted for like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. And we ran out of ideas with the vegan thing.
I mean, I am up for that everybody does whatever they feel is good, unless it's interfering with the health. So whenever you go into something extreme, which we tried and we noticed on our health and how we felt, then it's really not good for you if you are insisting on something that you are limiting yourself against your wishes. If you really like to eat some, for example, if I would have to eat just carnivore, I would be super miserable. I would be
miserable. Yeah.
I would feel like I have to force myself to eat this, and I find food. Okay, we don't eat for joy. More or less, we have to eat because this is what is maintaining our body.
Yeah,
but
the fuel.
But being gourmands, when you have a nice meal, nicely presented in a peaceful environment and with a nice setup and like the whole preparation, and if you know where your food is coming from, if you know who did it for you, how it was prepared before it came to you, and then if you prepare it yourself, many times we do more or less prepare our own food, which is a whole process, and then this is also felt when you eat. So I am a fan of it, and I think food is important, and to eat it in peace and in a good environment, in a good setup, with a nice, feeling for it, then this is the whole, like, it works good for the whole body and mind.
Yeah.
Not just like, okay, this is this amount of nutrition, this, and then it's like this, like.
But there are some people who had to follow
Medical
stringent regimes because their health depend on it, you know. So it's like, for example, back to the topic of carnivores. When I was reading and I was listening one podcast with Jordan Peterson and his daughter was saying that she was almost dying because of this condition, and they tried everything everywhere, for expensive clinics and everything, and was the only thing that could keep the lady functional. I'm not sure to what extent that is the case, and maybe it's just like a minority of people who experience the same with this autoimmune disease. And in that case, I could understand that there is no other way. You don't have any other options, so you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, I know cases, for example, especially with kids, that they are allergic so much on especially some peanuts.
Yeah, nuts, yeah.
So even if they don't eat them, if somebody else is eating these peanuts near them, because of the air transmission, they can have a severe allergic reaction. So in these cases, you are limited, you know. So
yeah, I'm laughing because I remember a joke from this dude. He wanted to kill somebody in a flight with eating peanuts, you know. But anyway, back to the topic.
We stick to the vegan thing. And why actually did you like it?
It was okay to me, but again, I said it before. The reason it was just like I ran out of ideas, and I was just too focused into like always with in the back of the head with the meat, you know. But okay, I like other stuff that they're vegan. I like you don't like tofu, for example. I like it.
No, not a fan of tofu. The taste is not.
I could, you know, I could be vegan, but I rather not. I chose not to. Yeah.
Me personally, I didn't feel okay eating the vegan. I could be vegetarian.
You didn't feel good, like physically or mentally, or you just didn't feel like.
I missed eating yogurt, kefirs. I like also cheese, and also knowing all the facts, and also let's put apart the animals and everything, because the way I totally agree with how they produce some things that are not okay, and this should be taken into consideration. So it's better. I always advocated that we go and pick the things in the farms and there where we know the sources and how the animals are treated. I do not agree of massive abuses of animals for the sake of like then through tons of meat.
But that's
or dairy.
That's one important part of this topic, because I wanted to ask you also, and also maybe if there are vegans watching this video, when you are an activist, then you go like, okay, no, zero, because you know the cow gets stressed because they're milking the cow. I don't see the, you know, if you go to a farm where the animals are treated with love, and then you drink that milk, that's fine.
But in this way, I do agree with them, because in many farms, they don't treat animals properly. They are actually really abused. And when we saw the other time that we went not vegans, vegetarian, that was like after a specific documentary. It was called Dominion. I was crying 2 hours watching that thing. You said
very affected because I watched it and I told you to watch it, and this was it
was just
hard to watch
before last New Year or something, and I could not smell and touch the meat for 2 months. It was actually really effective, the way it influenced on me. The seeing the suffer of animals.
If it comes to the product that you take as for food, right? I think that the most important thing is like know where you get it from.
Make sure, for us, it's the most important that we are feeling okay. Actually, it's for our own feeling that we know nobody was abused because of us. But the killing is the part of a survival mode, I would say. You can feed on other things or not, so this is questionable. I do understand and I do respect the different mentalities that are going here, And I would not go into this like activism, because we are not like this.
No, you really can't. You cannot cover the, like you said, the sun.
It's everything.
There is
Yeah.
no way. It's
But we can add a little bit, each of us, this is true, if we go to pick, I don't know, milk products from somewhere that because here in Slovenia there are many farms, they produce, they have little production, they are not massive production farms for the meat, for the dairy and everything. So this can be our contribution. And when I see like a massive chunks of food thrown and somebody had to die for it, this, I don't like it, but I will not change the world.
It's like this, when, my opinion, if you are doing things with a little bit of, how do you call it, with some ethics, and with love to the earth that you're living in, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to stuff that message to people, for the sake of, like, you are wrong and I'm right, then you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
This is the reality, because, for example, we chose at some point to grow vegetables. We were growing them and they were good. Then the other one was the dairy. We did a little bit of research. You were checking also which farms here in Slovenia, and we were going for, cheese and the milk and the dairy products.
Yeah, we also, for example, I remember seeing the facts and data about avocados, which this is a never-ending fight between different groups of eaters. It's just like they kill a lot of bees, and there's a lot of pollution of bees, and it's like never-ending. Everything suffers. Yeah.
It's deeper and it's more sinister than this, because avocado. We will go into a whole new topic, but avocados are responsible even harder than drugs down in Mexico. So you gotta pay attention to this too, because you are supporting also, with the avocado trade, another totally different and darker seed.
Yeah. But we eat everything.
We eat everything, and then if we keep it with the diets, now we're finally coming to
what is the best one that works for both of us.
It's the great one. It's awesome. I mean, I don't know anybody who dislike it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe you know it, but it's called like very simple. How?
Mediterranean.
Yeah. The name obviously comes from the area that people eat these kind of things. We actually are almost a part of Mediterranean. In Slovenia, it's very close to Mediterranean Sea, actually, the Adriatic
and connected with
borders. Mm-hmm. But our Slovenian diet and your Chilean diet, it's not typical Mediterranean. Today, it's a mixture, yeah.
Today we did a little bit of a pause with the Mediterranean, because today was just like, some South American delicacy. Empanadas. But
we never follow 100% everything like this, because we would lie to ourselves. We do, we do eat also sometimes junk food, sometimes not so healthy food. Once per week, at least we limit it to eat, I don't know, some snacks and chips and chocolate and this kind of a thing. Because if I am too limited and I feel like, oh my God, I am not allowed to eat this thing, then my wish for specific thing is terrible. And this,
you become a rebel, so I'm gonna do it because of going against the rules. But this diet is gorgeous. This is delicious. It's nice. It's full of colors, full of flavors. It feels almost like you're snacking all the time when you see, some nice cheese and nice cherry tomatoes and I don't know, all the stuff that they are included into this. But you know more about the property, the health benefit.
Yeah, actually, the whole food thing, I became more and more interested because my son has autism, and the behavior challenges that they appear in these kind of situations with autism, I started to look into if the food, it's already known that the food influences on our mood and our behavior, but specifically with autism, I started to dig in, and then we found we were both actually researching, and we found some good YouTube channels and online data from Zoe program from the UK through, I think, some other, the Dr. Tim Spector, Professor Spector, which is the one of the main ones in the Zoe. He was a guest, I think, guest in some podcast. And this triggered our attention because there were really good researches behind all this science, and also tests and research is done on twins, and proved that the food is one of the main factors how it influences our health through gut microbiome. And in this case, we actually researched the studies behind them, and then we figured out that the type of food that is called Mediterranean food is actually very similar to the one that they were talking about, and the flavors and taste of the food is the one that we really like. So based on our own taste, based on our own needs, and then added to the fact that this influences really well on overall health, we decided, like, why not to go for this if this is something that we really like. The base of everything is plant-based, and meat is add-on, so it's not excluded, but plants are meant for everything that is growing, and this is we both enjoy.
Yeah, all the seeds, the plants, the vegetables, everything. Even the
Rather-
only thing that I don't like, not like 100% dislike, but is the fish part, because I am really picky for the fish. Picky. It has to be just specific ones, and they have to be from ocean, not like they have to be salty water. They cannot be from rivers. I don't enjoy so much. But I'm also not a connoisseur about fishes. There are probably some delicious ones out there, but I didn't try them. But that is the only one that I am more like hesitant.
Yeah, I mean, I like fish. I like more fish, other sea food products, or like a type of food, not so much fish, but fish is known for the omega-3s. Yeah, so based on this, the Mediterranean has actually a little bit different pyramid for eating, and the base is mainly out of variety of plants, fruits, then vegetables, which should represent like half of your plate for a meal. And then 1/4 is added with proteins. They are coming from fish and poultry and the dairy. And the rest of the quarter comes from the whole grain. And you add then a lot of healthy fat, which mainly in the Mediterranean is very tasty, right? It's olive oil. And we have luck to get really good home produced extra virgin olive oil, which is super tasty and super rich in flavor.
It's very dark. You should.
Yeah.
We don't have it here, but you should see. It's delicious.
Yeah, we add a lot of seeds, and then Mediterraneans. So they have a little bit like Italians have their own type of foods. They have a great pecorino cheese, right? And they have olives, which are delicious, and also Greeks, Crete as an island is known as having the healthiest population in the world. People has the least heart trouble. This is one of the most benefits of this diet, and also they live the longest. And they are not so skinny because you can add a lot of calories with the fat, you know. But they also have specific lifestyle, which I think we are mainly missing in the rest of the world, which is like they take it easy, they have common meals, they walk, they are active, but they are not like super fanatics of like that they would have to run triathlons, but they do move. So
you have also, the exposure to to the sun, So you have the vitamin D, which is there all the time. People are very privileged when they are coastal towns, or islands.
So as a medical facts, it was proven that for the last few years, the researchers showed that this is the healthiest diet. I know that there are many others proofs, because if you wanna do approve, you can lead your research a bit, but not too much. So if we are like really medically proven, then I think we should believe what the scientists are saying. And there the diabetes is really low, especially cardiovascular diseases are super low, dementia, Alzheimer, all the other mental diseases, they are way lower. The metabolic syndrome, which is actually predisposition to all this, what I was mentioning before, the diseases. Yes. Yeah. So actually you get your waist literally shrinked, you have a better glucose, you have more healthy cholesterol. You are eating more fat, but the healthy fat from fish and from olives and oils. So actually you are upgrading the good one. And many people think, oh yeah, so much oil eaten, you're gonna be really bad with...
You should see videos. You just type in the searcher and then you will see what we're talking about. When you talk about Mediterranean food and recipes, and you will see the amount of oil that they add to the food. It's crazy.
Yeah, we were like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's kind of shocking to see, but it's true. You have to add a lot of the good ones and then get rid of the bad ones. Yeah. And this will bring you all the improvement that we are mentioning.
Yeah. So the triglycerides, they go down, the good cholesterol goes up, blood pressure goes down, blood sugar goes down, the mood goes up.
Sleep quality goes better.
Yes. You have to also add everything else, like you were mentioning, hydration. You have to sleep well, you have to know how to relax. You have to build your core, and you have to stop worrying about unnecessary things.
It's good to start from a healthy, balanced diet. An interesting one and a tasty one.
Tasty one, yeah. Everybody who doesn't know how to do, what to eat, you should try different things. First of all, maybe you already know what you like and what you don't like. If you really cannot tolerate vegetables, I know many people that they're saying, oh, I can stand vegetables, but plants are not just vegetables. These are different fruits. These are different seeds, also grains you add, rice, potato, and plants you are supposed to mix at least 30 per week, which sounds a lot, but then you calculate it, also it's including the tea, the different type of coffees, different type of teas and legumes.
We will put in the link of the video in the description of the video, a link to a blog article we have in our website, so you can see what we're talking about the 30.
What are the plants? Yeah.
So you have an idea more or less, and you can see if you can implement it in your own diet.
Yeah,
it's good.
So try it yourself. Look for some good recipes. We're gonna soon also come with some ideas of how to compose the.
Yeah, we will do some cooking videos for the purpose. So
and how to fill the plate and what to eat. And mainly the sweets. The Mediterranean people, instead of eating sweets, they rather eat fruits as a dessert. So
works for me. Works for me.
Yeah, it depends. I am a sweet lover, less and less lately. I used to eat way more, and the processed food, ultra processed food, put it away. This is one of the worst things that you can put to your gut system, to your microbiome, and also to your health overall. So the ultra processed food is a lot of food that you think it's not. But if you would listen to a podcast of Zoe when they're describing what is the ultra processed food, you would just like, oh my God, what is healthy now? So yeah, the more raw, the better.
We will also link in the description of the video to those videos, where you will have a lot more scientific information and researches and everything, so you know about this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So overall, we are very happy to finally, because previously it seemed like, okay, we are always like not satisfied with our food, what we want, how we combine what we eat, and it was always this like, oh, something is missing. And now with this, we both like it. We can adapt. You can put things that you really like or you don't like, you put it out or in, and it's very easy to have some basic core of the plants, and then to add specifically for each one something that is really on.
Yeah, remember that this is also complemented with a little bit of exercise. Great, that's about it. If you have anything, I don't know, if you have tried this diet, the Mediterranean diet, your experiences, share, and we can have a conversation about it.
Yeah, we would love to hear your opinion. And also, no offense to no one who is actually following their own idea. We are different. We support different mentalities. Just make sure that you are healthy with what you are eating and that you are not endangering anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's our message about the food.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bon appetit.
See you.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Ciao.